I would like to welcome you to the upper echelon. I want you to be honest and don't you lie. Don't you think of lying. Be for real. You're not a Bud Crawford fan. You just hate Spence, right?
Want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
Hate it or love it, the underdog's on top. You's a hater, Shawn. You's a hater.
Yeah.
And we haven't heard your response.
First of all, Fox contacted me for the job, and then once they started sending me all that shit, talking about I gotta, review fighters and look up fighters and everything like that, I told them I wasn't gonna do it. And secondly, what am I jealous of? He don't look better than me. He's not more well known than me. He been pro way longer than me. And I make more money than him and everything, so I ain't got nothing to be jealous of with Shawn Porter at all. But I mean, it don't really sound good. I can't even say it sounds good. It don't sound good at all, saying I'm jealous of his existence. Like, I make way more money than him. I don't have people in my pocket like his daddy is. So, I mean, it is what it is.
And has this fight become kind of personal?
It ain't personal at all. Well, every fight personal, but I mean, I ain't got nothing bad to say about them or, his daddy, things like that. They can say what they want, saying I ain't signed a contract. I've been signed a contract. And I know the date. If he don't know the date, it's his fault.
What was the delay?
It was no delay.
No delay?
Nah.
Time to cook. Showtime, Shawn Porter. The reason why you hate Spence is because you're enamored with Spence. Because you're jealous. You're jealous, Kenny, you're jealous. You're jealous, Kenny, you're jealous. Yes, Shawn Porter, you're jealous of Earl Spence. Ever since that day your father came home and told you he was training Earl Spence, a streak of jealousy had begun to start in your heart. Even when Earl Spence was going for the 2012 Olympics, coached by your father, he brought you in to spar 4 rounds with Earl Spence. And you didn't watch him as a professional and he was an amateur. But see, in your heart, you train twice as hard as Spence to have half the skills as Spence. And see, that's the problem, because Shawn Porter, you're mad because your talents is lacking. You're a good fighter, but no matter how hard you train, you don't have a half of the gifts that Earl Spence got. You got beat by Kell Brook, and Earl Spence had to go get your belt back like he's your big brother, but you was setting him like he was some little brother type stuff because you used to spar with him when he was younger and everything. Shawn Porter's extremely jealous. He's always trying to compare himself to Spence. He tried to do something better for Spence, but he did that because it was Kenny Porter's fault. Kenny Porter was thrilled to have a fighter such as Earl Spence's caliber under his wing. And he tried and he trained and he pushed him to the most. He was taking all types of tournaments with Shawn Porter there, sitting there soaking in the background. But Kenny Porter and Earl Spence was not meant to be forever because he moved on to the illustrious Derrick James. But Shawn Porter saw it was a way to get back in his father's good graces, but it didn't. His father was just stuck with you because you're all he had left. And Earl Spence is going on to bigger and better things. And Shawn Porter, as a professional fighter, knew that he was going to have to eventually fight Earl Spence. Then saying Earl Spence is jealous of him, no. Everything you got is because Earl giving it to you, Shawn. They offered him the show first. They offered him everything you got first. You're not even a first candidate. You're the other option. And you'll always be the other option. Even with your father, you're the other option. Because if he could pick who he would rather have as a son, you know it would be Earl the True Spence. And that's what hurts you. And that's what gets you so mad. Because you don't have the talent or the will or the strength and power or your father's love that Earl Spence has. That's why you're mad. You let Kell Brook come to America and take the strap. But don't worry, Earl went and got it back.
Yeah, I'm not saying Keith is Bernard, but when we talk about some of the smarter boxers in the game, we should talk about Keith Thurman. Of course, we all been waiting on Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford for a while. I would love to pepper in Keith Thurman. I think that those fights would be exciting too.
But would you put him like in your top 3, top 4 of opponents that you've been in the ring with?
I think he would be flirting with 3. In terms of in competition, he'd be flirting with 3.
Who's 1 and 2?
1 and 2 are Terrence Crawford and I know a lot of people, you probably would expect me to say Earl Spence Jr., but
I see like power maybe, or no? Why Thurman so high?
people talk about the intelligence that Earl has. He's highly intelligent.
And athletic too.
I would be remiss if I didn't say before the podcast, he came on and he broke down to me how he broke down the fight before we got in the ring. I'm like, damn, like, all right, I just got to this level of intelligence. You've been there for a minute. You know what I mean? Yeah.
First off, Mr. Porter, what is the deal with you and Keith Thurman? It's like he's your fucking idol or a superhero or everything. Like, oh, I want to put Thurman in this, Thurman is that. Oh, Thurman's so smart. And this is what I come to tell people, that all these people that think that they're Bud fans, they're not Bud fans. They're just Earl Spence haters. And a lot of them are Keith Thurman fans. And Showtime, Shawn Porter, you are a Keith Thurman fan. Are you not watching the history leaves? Are you not looking at the tea leaves? Keith Thurman ran from this man right here, but you sitting here idolizing him. He beat you, but you sitting there idolizing him. And you're calling yourself a warrior. A warrior would never idolize an opponent, especially when they beat you like that. And you're going to sit there and say Earl is your fourth hardest opponent? You fought Keith Thurman. You fought Yadaitis Ugas, Terrence Crawford, and Earl Spence. Pardon my French, Earl Spence. Earl Spence beat you. Yadaitis Ugas, he beat you, but they gave you the win. But you're going to sit there and say that they're all over Earl Spence? That's what I call hating. And ever since you lost the fight to Earl Spence, you've been hating on the low. You always try to discredit everything that man does. Like, they say he can jab. Oh, he can't jab. He just throw it out there. They say he fight off the back foot. Nah, he be running. They say he slipped and he moved. No, he don't. He be getting tagged. Like, dude, hating is a feminine trait, and it don't look good on you, Showtime, Shawn Porter. You doing it a lot. You doing it a lot. But I can tell you this, you can say what you want to say, and you talk about how you were such a great fighter and everything, but you lost to Earl Spence. He dropped you. He beat you. And everybody thought the fight was close. It really wasn't, because you got beat about 9-3. If you go back and look, because he was dipping your shots and tagging you, hitting and bagging you. And then he beat you. Period. Dropped you off in the 11th round. And people say you are a Hall of Famer. You might get in the back door, but you won't be a first or second ballot Hall of Famer. The only people you beat was daggone Adrian Broner. Look, every time you had a big fight and you beat Yadaitis Ugas, it was a gift decision. But every time you had a big fight, you fell short. You lost to Keith Thurman. You beat Danny Garcia. Oh, wow. But you lost to Earl Spence. You lost to Kell Brook. You lost to Terrence Crawford. So the 4 biggest fights you had, you lost. You came up short. So I guess that balanced you to get in the Hall of Fame or not? I don't know. It's not up to me. But I can say one thing. You are a warrior, because you did fight the fights and everybody else was running scared. Even though you didn't want to fight the Earl Spence that Lamont Peterson fought. No. You wanted Earl Spence after he was out drinking and partying. But now the man with the shag is back. Shout out to Keon. But Earl Spence is ready. And you can keep on hating on him, but all your hating is doing is motivating him, pushing him straight to the bank. You hear me? And your dad still wish that Earl was his son, but it's all good, because guess what? Every time a big fight pop up, you got to talk about Spence. And he makes up to one part of the biggest fight in history. Earl Spence is making history, Shawn Porter. Do you understand that? He has a holiday named after him. Yes, he has his own holiday. And the main thing that makes you mad is what he told you. You a man with no land. You ain't have no place that you can call your own. You don't sell out nothing. Earl Spence is embraced by Dallas. Hell, New York even wants him because he was born there. So this man is a global superstar already. And he's only getting bigger and bigger. Next, he might get a special day worldwide. But it won't be you. All you do is cover it. And you was a good guy, man. You was a warrior. Stop hating so much. Hating don't look good on you, man. Women hate. Men, we congratulate. Next one.